Well, good morning, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back again. Back to you with another vlog. This is October 30th, otherwise known as Halloween Eve. And as you can probably see in the background, I've been watching Vlogging Life, and he just got some good news. Apparently, he's being fired. No, he's getting bought out, so that's going to be a good thing. He'll have a lot less stress, and I've noticed over the past couple of months watching his videos that he's just had the stress level building up and up, and I definitely know what it's like to have a job that totally stresses you out. For those of you that don't know, I used to work at Best Buy many years ago, and by the end I was so ready to leave it wasn't even funny. There are a lot of things in a job that can get to you, and I'm the type of person that tends to wait until the very end. I knew I should have left there probably 4 or 5 months before I did, but you know what, you get comfortable, and that's a problem. Me personally, I don't like change. If I'm comfortable somewhere, even if it's not good for me, if there's a lot of stress involved, sometimes I just want to stay there because it's my routine. I'm used to doing it. I get up at a certain time, I do this activity at a certain time, and it just kind of feels comfortable to me. Well, what am I doing today? Well, I'm working on a couple computers. I just finished a HP that I listed. It's nothing super special. It's dual core, Pentium dual core. It's got 3 gigs of RAM, 500 gig hard drive, and I'm going to sell that for about 120 bucks. I got it listed on Craigslist now for about 120. It's like I said, it's basically a business class system, so I don't know. I didn't want to list it too high because, you know, then people look at it and they don't even take a second look. They're like, oh, forget it, he's not going to bargain at all. See, the idea is when you want to sell something, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a computer, it could be, a phone, it could be a piece of furniture. You always want to list it a little bit higher than what you expect to get. Now, when I say a little bit higher, we're talking maybe as little as $10 or $20 higher, because you want to have some bargaining room there. And I do that with almost everything. Now, if there's an item that I know is going to sell quickly and that's going to be really in high demand, then I'll usually price it accordingly, and I won't, try to add an extra $10 or $20 for bargaining. I'll give you an example. I've sold a Mega Man 6 game last week. I had it listed on Craigslist, OfferUp, and a Facebook yard sale. And I put that on there for $40, and I put it on for firm because when I looked on eBay, those games are still pretty rare. They're selling on eBay anywhere between $40 to $80. So I figured I'll go on the lower end of that, ask $40, and the game was in mint condition. I know some of you guys have probably seen it already. The sticker was mint, there was no yellowing, the plastic was in good shape. It even had the original holder. I didn't have the box or the manual for it, but it did have the original dust, I guess call it a dust cover. And like I said, I wound up selling that for $40, and that was a fair price. So, another thing is, don't let people talk you down too much, because if you have a product, a decent product, and you know it's worth a certain amount, somebody's going to buy it. If the first person that comes wants to chew you down a lot and they don't want to pay up for it, don't sell it to them. That's the thing. It's supply and demand. Like I said, if you have a product, give you an example. I've had laptops that I've listed on Craigslist and all the other, pretty much Craigslist, OfferUp, all the other locations, all the other places to sell items. And I've had people I've had 2 or 3 phone calls within the first day or so, and the first person that comes usually is the one that buys it, but sometimes they just want to chew you down. And like I said, you just gotta be patient. If you have a good product and you know it's a good quality product, it'll actually sell. Alright, so here's the computer that I'm working on for a client. This is an old Gateway. It's a model, I believe it's MP8708. As you can see, it actually has a Core 2 Duo T7200. Yeah, I believe that's a Core 2. It may be a Core Duo, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm running MemTest on it right now. It's got 2 gigabytes of memory. It looks like it's got Samsung's sticks in there, which I have actually had issues with in the past. They're 1 gigabyte each, and I believe that's what this computer maxes out at. I checked that through Crucial, and they're saying 2 gigabytes is the limit on this computer. You can see on front, we do have an SD card reader, audio, mic, and headphone jacks. 2 speakers. Now, I'm not that crazy about the placement of the speakers on these. I actually like the speakers when they're either up near the palm rest or up here by the power button and the media center buttons, because when they're down here, it's not usually at a good angle, because when you're working on a laptop and you're trying to listen to music, you're sitting up about this height, and the sound from the speakers just kind of comes at you, and it actually gets pointed down, so you'd actually have to be sitting below the laptop for those speakers to sound any good. Now, surprisingly enough, this is actually running Windows XP. That's right, guys. This is one of the last Windows XP laptops. I'm hoping I can upgrade this to Windows 7 or Windows 10. I don't think I'll have a problem because this has the Intel 945 GM chipset, which is capable of running Windows 7. Now, of course, the memory is going to be a little lacking, so probably what I will do with this is put the 32-bit version of Windows 7 on there. But the gentleman I'm repairing this laptop for basically just wants to get it working again, and so we can use it safely on the internet. And of course, as most of you guys know, Windows XP is definitely not secure anymore. I would highly recommend, if you have a Windows XP system, do not go on the internet with that unless you have some serious antivirus, anti-spyware protection, because you will get that computer infected. And I've seen that firsthand. I had a customer come in, bring a system in probably about a month ago. It was running Windows XP. It was an old HP desktop, very similar to my HP Pavilion A1540N here, and we're still running Windows XP. They never upgraded to Vista or 7. In that case, they probably should have went to 7. And it was filled with almost every kind of virus you can imagine. It had a version of Zlob virus on there, which has definitely been on there for a while, because I haven't seen that around in years. It had a lot of spyware. He had tons of adware. He had, oh my gosh, he had pop-ups coming up everywhere. He had the malicious programs. He had antivirus 2014, antivirus 2013, which a lot of you guys know are just totally bogus antivirus programs. They actually infect your computer instead of cleaning it. So just be cautious out there. If you're still running a computer with Windows XP, upgrade it. Definitely upgrade it to Windows 7. Even upgrading to Windows Vista will make it secure again. So this is almost done with the memory test. It looks like it's actually going to pass. So after that, I need to run hard drive scan on here. I believe this is a Western Digital drive, so I'll probably use Western Digital tools for that. Lifeguard, I think they call that one. And we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I thought I'd show you guys the laptop case that the person dropped it off in. I've actually never seen a briefcase like this. I mean, this is sturdy. It's actually got a combination lock on the front. I won't show you guys the combination. Let's see who actually makes this. Zero. Okay, I've actually seen these before. When you open it up, the laptop itself actually sits in this little foam indent here, and it has these little beads on the bottom. This is actually to help prevent shocks. Once this laptop's here, it does not move at all. I mean, this is probably one of the most secure laptop cases I've ever seen. It's actually molded to fit that particular size laptop. In this case, that's a 17-inch. And then you can actually strap the laptop in using this strap. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Like I said, I've never seen one like this before. He said that he paid upwards of $200 for this, and I can believe it. It's got a lot of nice pockets here, for papers. Up here you got maybe pockets for staples or tape. Got a couple pen holders here. The only problem he was saying is he noticed after, I don't know, he had it a couple of years, it started getting this kind of white residue on it. And he asked me if I knew of any way to clean it off. He said he's tried almost every type of household chemical he could think of. He tried Windex, he tried Fantastic, 409. Now, looking closely at this, I'm actually thinking this might be just the paint wearing off, because if you look over here, you can see that it looks like it's been scratched, like maybe he had this against a something in his car or a piece of metal, and over time, as he was moving this back and forth, it kind of scratched the surface. So I'm thinking that might be permanent. Like I said, I'm just scraping it here a little bit and nothing's coming off. It's really a shame because, like I said, it's a really nice and sturdy case. I might try a little bit of, I have something called Gugon. I know I've talked about that before. I think I actually did a video about that years ago. I might try that and see if I can maybe get some of this off, but I think it's just the paint's been flaking off. But yeah, I just thought you guys might find that interesting. Alright guys, I'm going to show you something else that happened the other night that happens way too often in this house. When we had this house built in the late 90s, we had them put in a networked smoke alarm system. In other words, the smoke alarms in this house are all interconnected, and if one goes off, they all go off. Well, that works great in theory, but the problem we were having, about a year ago, we decided to replace the old smoke detectors because, you know, the house is 15 years old and they're only supposed to last about 10 to 12 years. We replaced them with the same brand, which just happens to be Kitty. If you can look up here, you can see mine is actually missing right now. And I'll tell you the reason why. Well, about 2 nights ago, I would say it was maybe about 2:30 in the morning, I woke up to the smoke alarms going off in the house. Yeah. And this is not the first time it's happened with these. This happened to us about a year ago. And it seems to systematically happen every few months. We replace a smoke detector and a few months later, one of them in the house goes bad. They just, for some reason, they're shorting out and they give false alarms. And it always seems to happen about 2:33 in the morning. So yeah, waking up from a sound sleep to a smoke alarm going off, yeah, that's a lot of fun. But I'll show you which ones they are so you guys can maybe avoid this. This one is the Kitty. It's called the FireX smoke alarm. This is model number P12010. If you guys can see that real quick. And we've pretty much used these throughout the house. And unfortunately, because the house is wired for the Kitty brand smoke detectors, we don't have much of a choice. So I would say at least every 2 or 3 months we're getting these false alarms and systematically having to replace these every few months. And you know, these things are not cheap. These things actually cost about $25, $30 a piece. Since this one, we only replaced this a couple months ago, I'm actually going to bring this back to, I think we got this at Home Depot. Since I have the original box, I'm going to tell them about the problem, and hopefully they'll just replace it for free. They did that for us once before. Before we bought this model, we actually bought a cheaper model, which was the exact same ones that were installed here by the builders, and those only lasted about a month. Again, systematically, one would go bad, then another one would go bad, and I started thinking maybe the problem was the wiring in the house, but I've had that checked and there's nothing wrong with the wiring. It's these smoke detectors, they just short out inside. And the funny part is the ones that they're shorting out, you could tell there's a problem because every time I take them off and open up the battery cover, the battery is hot. I mean, almost hot enough to the touch where you could burn your hands. So it's obviously something going on with quality control at the Kitty smoke detector factory. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. Like I said, if you have to replace your smoke alarms, you may want to consider getting another brand. And if anybody from Kitty sees this, shame, shame, shame. You guys have got to work on your quality control. Alright guys, heading out to get some lunch for Dad and I. Mom decided to eat here, but as you guys probably know, it's Friday. So it's half-price subs at Harris Teeter. Dad wants his usual, I don't know how he eats this, roast beef and pepperoni with jalapenos. I think he usually gets like lettuce, tomato, and onions. He
he likes odd things sometimes. I'm not sure which sub I'm going to get yet. I'll maybe try something new. But one thing I want to talk about, YouTube finally sent me the, I think it's like pay to view. YouTube has a new policy now where you can pay like, I think it's $10 a month, and you can view as many videos as you want, ad-free, and you get like first dibs on certain content that people put on, like music, some new music videos and things like that. Woo, excuse me. A little bit of a hiccup there. I don't know how that's going to work out. I remember they tried to do something like that a few years back where you would actually have to pay to watch the videos. And basically everybody shot it down. They're like, no, we're not going to pay to watch videos. I mean, and that was kind of stupid too in my point of view, because they have ads. I mean, as you guys know, YouTube videos have ads. We all get, most of us monetize our videos. Not everybody, but most. And, you know, that's basically their model. Now, the reason that Google is trying this pay to watch is they've never really made a lot of money from YouTube, from what I understand. You know, it's never been a huge money-making venture. But the thing about that is, look how big of a company Google is. I mean, they have a lot of other enterprises. They have Google Glass, they have the Android operating system. You know, they have a lot of other things other than YouTube. Granted, YouTube may not be a huge money maker for them, but they are still making money from it. So again, I don't think I'll be a part of it. You know, if you guys want to try it out, great. Let me know what you think. If it's something that winds up being really good, like if they're shooting out a lot of content, like, you know, not just music videos and maybe kind of like pay-per-view stuff as well, then yeah, maybe I will check it out. But as it stands right now, I'm going to use YouTube the way it's always been done before. I'm going to keep uploading videos. You guys can watch them. And you know what? It works with the ads. I mean, you know, you watch a 5-6 second ad, it's no big deal. And if the ad's something you're interested in, you can watch the whole thing. If not, of course, it gives you the option to skip. Well, let's get on another subject here. I know I get really passionate when I talk about changes to YouTube, but it is what it is. Weather-wise today, I know you guys are interested in this. It is really, really nice out. It is 62 degrees, which is my kind of weather. And actually, I'd have the windows open if I thought you guys could hear me over the wind noise, because it is pretty windy out today. I think we've seen the last of the really warm temperatures. Yesterday it was 80 degrees. Yes, it actually got to 80 degrees here, and by this morning it was down. It was in the 50s, low 50s this morning. And I think it's 62 is about as hot as we're going to get today. Beginning of next week, supposed to get back up into the low 70s, which is still okay for me, but bye-bye 80s. You know what? I'm done with the hot weather. We had enough rain and enough heat and humidity for me this past summer. I am definitely ready for some cooler temperatures. Wow. This road near my house, I tell you, at certain times of the day, they have these trucks coming down here. They're usually just box trucks, but sometimes you'll see 18-wheelers and semis come down here. And the thing is, they're not supposed to. What they're doing is they take the shortcut there between the two highways, because to get to the second highway near my house, you actually have to go a real roundabout way. It takes about twice as long, so they try to cut through this road. And they're not really supposed to. There's actually a law that this road is only deemed for cars and smaller commercial trucks, 18-wheelers, and I don't even think like cement trucks are even allowed on here. You can have like bread trucks, maybe moving trucks, you know, like box trucks, but anything bigger than that's not allowed on here. I kind of wonder though if they enforce it, because I see a lot of 18-wheelers coming down here, and I even see it when they have cops coming down at the same time, and they never seem to stop them. So it's like one of those unenforced laws, which, believe me, there's tons of them around here, probably where you are too. Well, I'm about to hit up Harris Teeter. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right. Right, I just finished picking up the subs, and I had a little bit of a surprise. Right next to our local CVS, I noticed about a week ago they were starting to build another store there. Couldn't figure out what it was originally, but it was about the same size as CVS, maybe just a little bit bigger. And they just put the sign up. It's an Aldi's. Which is really cool. That's a grocery store. Mainly they have them in the north. They have them all over where my grandmother lived. And it's kind of like a Save-A-Lot, if you guys have ever been into one of those before. But they have pretty good quality food at really good prices. So I'm absolutely impressed. I'm actually shocked that they came down this far, because the as far as I know, the closest one to us was somewhere in Northern Virginia. So bonus, is going to be awesome to be able to shop there now. They do some things in bulk, but mostly it's just good food at good prices. I think that was their motto. And one thing that they have there that is really good, and I don't get it too often, but when we go up to visit my family, they have real German chocolate bars there for $1. And they're not the small ones. They're like the really big chocolate bars. So usually Mom and I will grab one and we'll split it. Still trying to watch my weight, so I can only do that maybe once every couple of weeks. But yeah, that's going to be awesome. I am totally shocked that they put one down here. Once it's built and open, maybe I'll try to get some pictures on it for one of the future vlogs. I don't know. People down this way are weird about filming. I don't know how it is. Let me know what it's like where you guys are, but if I bring a camera, even my cell phone camera, into a store, I brought literally my cell phone into a store and I had the camera rolling, and this guy came up to me, wanted to pick a fight, and demanded that I delete the footage because he thought that I actually got him on what I was filming, and I didn't. I mean, he was totally on the other side of the store. He was probably, I would say he was a good 20-30 feet away from me. I was in the back aisle looking at meat, and people are just really strange around here about filming. So like I said, if I think it's going to be safe, I'll take a few pictures maybe, but I highly doubt I'll be able to get any video in the store. So I'm almost home. I'm going to try to do a few other things today. I'll give you guys an update on that computer. It passed the memory test just fine. I'm actually running DFT, which is the drive fitness test, because I found out that is a Hitachi drive that's in there. And I've always said in the past, you want to use the test that matches the drive. In this case, it would be drive fitness test. So hopefully that's done once I get home, and if that passes, I'll call the client and see what he wants to do with it. It looks like it'll be good enough. I can upgrade that to either Windows 7 or maybe even Windows 10. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I just dropped Mom off at physical therapy, and I tell you, the people around here just annoy me to no end. I know, I have to have a little rant in each of these vlogs. Right in front of the physical therapy building is a little driveway. It's kind of reminds me of those areas where you're supposed to drop people off at the airport. It even has a sign there that says this is for patient drop-off only, no parking. Well, I pull up behind another car there and I let Mom out, and she goes in. I have to wait 5 minutes for the person that's in front of me in this lot they're not supposed to be parking in to come out and move their car, because it's very hard. It's almost impossible to back up because there's an influx of cars coming in all the time to drop people off. And I'm honking the horn a couple of times, letting them know I'm ready to go. The person wasn't even in the car. I couldn't tell because they have those really it's a newer Hyundai. It has those really heavily tinted windows. You can't even see through them. So that's just one of my pet peeves. I don't understand what's happened to common courtesy these days. When you give somebody an inch and they'll take a mile. They're only supposed to be there just to drop off their patients. It's so the patients don't have to walk very far, because these are mostly orthopedic patients that have had knee replacements, hip replacements, and they can't walk very far. So I guess it is what it is. I mean, can't let things stress us out too much, but that's just something that really gets on my nerves. Well, right now I'm at Rite Aid. I have to go in and pick up Mom's prescription and a couple other items. I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here today. I don't want to make it too long. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog today. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.